Typhoon Rammasun moved over southern Luzon here today on Wednesday, pushing across much of the island, bringing widespread power outages, numerous reports of injuries, downed trees, damage to structures, and at least at the time of me making this update, around 11 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, we have seen reports of at least 12 deaths out here. This video actually coming out of Legazpi from James Reynolds at earthuncut.tv. I'll put a link down in the description below. You can go ahead and check out that video in its entirety. Also seeing damage reports from other locations across Manila, though. Actually, at this time, 85% of the city still without power. This photo taken by our team member Lexter. They're at his workplace or at his school place there. Also looking at Cavite. Cavite City took some damage, especially a lot of these boats right near the immediate coastline. That's a city that jets out into Manila Bay, and you saw some storm surge and lots of damage to a few buildings out here. Where is this storm system going next? Well, the good news, it is pulling away from the Philippines at this time, starting to push off there towards the northwest, away from Luzon. It is still intensifying, and actually at this time continues to remain a rather strong storm system. The pressure in the center of the storm right now around 965 HPA. We have seen the winds maintaining that intensity of typhoon status around 150 kilometers per hour, still pushing off there towards the northwest. You can see on the latest visible / infrared imagery that banding that's occurring around the southern periphery wrapping into it, and that is going to allow the storm system to continue to intensify. Furthermore, very warm sea surface temperatures out here. When I mean that by that, I'm talking about 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. That is bath water, and that will provide a lot of heat energy into the storm system to allow it to track off there towards the northwest. Let's take a look at our Meteor app. This application with the ECMWF model outlook showing our storm system pushing off there is going to continue to wrap up. Meanwhile, we also have another low developing back here around Crore and Yap. I do want to talk about that. I'm going to talk about it more so in just a minute. Let's zoom in on our storm system and see what's going to be going on with this by Thursday into Friday, as it does push off here towards the northwest, eventually impacting Hainan by Friday afternoon as a very strong typhoon. At this time, the Japan Meteorological Agency expects it to make landfall with winds gusting over 200 kilometers per hour. Meanwhile, we're still going to be seeing the threat of storm surge, but also the heavy rainfall. Actually, some areas out here in Hainan and southern portions of Guangdong, you could see as much as 300 to 400 millimeters of rain. Meanwhile, along the eastern periphery, we are still going to be seeing those strong southerly winds wrap around this. So Hong Kong has been put under a typhoon alert. People out here getting ready for the possibility of those strong winds right near the immediate coastlines and that heavy rain. But Hainan really is going to take the brunt of this. Now, beyond that, there is a possibility of this continuing to move off there towards the northwest and pushing over the Gulf of the Tonkin, re-intensifying. It's very, very warm sea surface temperatures over here. Usually you reduce the vertical wind shear in this part of the western Pacific, and that could allow for further intensification. So this storm system is not over yet. We are picking up the pieces out here across the Philippines, and it is going to be very interesting to see what happens with our next low, which you can see here on the map starting to spin over here towards the east. Where is that going to be going? Well, at least at this time, what I can tell you, this is a tropical depression, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency, the WMO official agency out here. It is moving off there towards the northwest. JMA expects it to intensify to a tropical storm in the next 24 hours. At that time, it will be called Matmo. The Bagasa name for it, once they call it a tropical depression, will be Henry. A very simple name to pronounce, like the last storm, Rammasun. But this is my track, the unofficial track, just from westpackweather.com. My thoughts on where the storm system is going to be going. Key thing to note, I expect this to intensify, and already I think that's a little outdated by Sunday. It does look more like by Friday we could be seeing a tropical storm pushing off towards the northwest and eventually impacting northern portions of Luzon as a severe tropical storm. This is the last place that needs this type of storm system at this time, but at least as far as the forecast outlook goes, it does look like this is going to be coming on shore right around that area, possibly by Sunday into Monday. All depends on that subtropical ridge farther off towards the north. The models are really handling it quite differently. The GFS model expects Rammasun to really weaken that ridge off. Now, this is a GFS, and it pulls a storm really just on a more northerly projection, pushing off there towards Taiwan. We can even loop this ahead about 24 to 30 hours, and you can see the storm system maintains typhoon intensity but misses the Philippines for the most part. That is because the GFS is expecting that high pressure ridge, which has been dominating out here, to kind of get weakened because Rammasun is going to come up, push it over, plus you have the rainy season front dipping down. And actually we can see here in the upper level winds, let's go ahead and put those up on the screen, where we can see where our upper level winds are going to be at this time when this storm system starts to come through. The jet stream's not dipping down that strong as what I think the GFS is showing. I still see that high pressure ridge really remaining in place. So if that is the case, the storm system is going to track more on a westerly projection, possibly impacting those of you in the Philippines. So that situation, that scenario definitely can't be ruled out. Our ECMWF model, the Meteo Earth app here, definitely picking on more of a westward track, skimming the coastline of the Philippines and possibly coming on shore there in the southern Luzon yet again, as you can see right here. That definitely would be a very, very unfavorable situation. I don't think that subtropical ridge, it is very strong at this time, is going to give way enough to allow a more northerly projection. So we're definitely going to watch this. I think over the next 24 hours, we're going to have a better idea and a handle on this. The genesis phase is still there with this tropical low, tropical depression. Now, once we get it spun up, we're going to see how it's going to interact with some cloud cover. There's an upper level low off here towards the north as well, which could pull it off there. The subtropical ridge is right in place here. Furthermore, we have our typhoon off there towards the west. A lot of factors. Will the typhoon pull it west? Will the subtropical ridge keep it south? These are all the things we're talking about. Right now, though, these are my thoughts of a tropical storm, northern Luzon, before it pushes off there towards the north. That is all for right now, everybody. Thanks again for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.